Most men trying to raise testosterone naturally are focused on the wrong thing entirely. The training strategy everyone recommends is heavy compound lifts, maximum muscle mass involved, high intensity, does increase testosterone, but the increase lasts about an hour, and that 1 hour spike does almost nothing for hormone optimization, muscle growth, or how a man actually feels day to day. Here is what the research actually confirmed. Post-exercise testosterone increases cannot be used as markers for muscle growth potential. Despite testosterone spiking with high-intensity compound training, there was no measurable difference in muscle protein synthesis between groups. The spike is acute. It rises and falls within an hour. There is not a chronic hormonal shift. There is barely a ripple in the system. To put the numbers in perspective, the normal range for men aged 19 to 39 sits between 264 and 916 nanograms per deciliter. A landmark 1996 paper in the New England Journal of Medicine gave men 600 milligrams of testosterone per week. Their levels climbed from around 500 to around 3000. Their group gained more muscle than natural lifters, and the subgroup that injected testosterone without training at all still outgained men who trained naturally. But look at the scale, 3000 nanograms per deciliter. The acute spike from heavy training does not come close to that number, not even a fraction. So what actually moves testosterone over time? Body composition first. Fat tissue contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone directly into estrogen continuously, not for an hour, all day long. Research points to 13 to 15% body fat as the range where testosterone is optimized for most men. Above that, aromatase activity increases and the conversion accelerates. Caloric intake matters more than almost anything else. A documented case study tracking a natural bodybuilder through contest prep found that his calories dropped from 4750 to 2100 per day, taking body fat from 14.8 to 4.5%. Testosterone collapsed from 991 to 227 nanograms per deciliter, a 77% drop. Competitive wrestlers cutting aggressively on 500 to 1000 calories per day saw a 62% testosterone decrease in just 2 to 3 weeks. Aggressive dieting does not just affect the scale, it dismantles hormonal output. Dietary fat composition plays a real role. High-fat diets consistently outperform low-fat diets for testosterone. One study showed a low-fat diet reduced testosterone by 12% in older men. Another showed a higher fat diet increased it by 13% in young men. Somewhere between 20 to 40% of calories from fat supports rather than suppresses testosterone. Saturated fat in particular shows a slight edge over other fat sources. Then there is overtraining, and this one catches a lot of men off guard. Excess training volume is worse for testosterone than excess intensity. Multiple studies have confirmed that large increases in volume reduce testosterone. When strength training is combined with too much cardio at too high a volume, physiological stress tips past a threshold where the body shifts toward breakdown. Testosterone drop, cortisol spikes. The practical recommendation from the research is to keep cardio at low to moderate intensity, shorter duration and lower frequency whenever hormonal health is the goal. Sprinting protocols in particular have been shown to increase testosterone more than steady-state running. Reducing sleep from 8 hours to 5 hours for just 5 days dropped testosterone by over 10% in young healthy men. 33 consecutive hours without sleep dropped it by 27%. The body produces testosterone during deep sleep. Cut the window, cut the output. Chronic stress operates through the same system. Cortisol and testosterone are regulated by competing hormonal axes, the HPA and HPG axis. When chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, the body suppresses the hormonal signal that triggers testosterone production at the source. Acute stress can briefly spike testosterone. Chronic stress reliably suppresses it. The distinction is everything. What makes this more interesting is that traditional Chinese medicine arrived at the same conclusions through a completely different lens. The kidney system in TCM governs exactly what we have been describing, the deep hormonal reserve, the battery that determines drive, recovery, and sustained output in men. The herbs used to support kidney yang, the quality in TCM directly associated with testosterone and vital energy, have now been studied and found to act on the HPG axis and on the Leydig cells, responsible for testosterone production. Eastern and Western medicine are describing the same system. The language is different, the mechanism is the same. The variables that genuinely matter are the ones being ignored: body composition, caloric balance, dietary fat, sleep quality, training volume management, and chronic stress reduction. Zinc and vitamin D deficiencies both suppress testosterone through well-documented pathways. Supplementing vitamin D up to 3000 IU daily increases testosterone in men who are deficient. Zinc-rich foods, meat, shellfish, beans are foundational. Soy has been cleared by a 32-study meta-analysis. 1 to 2 daily servings at under 25 grams from non-concentric sources does not alter bioavailable testosterone in men. Every suppressor listed here is addressable: body fat, sleep, training volume, dietary fat, stress, micronutrient gaps. All of it responds to consistent action. The men who genuinely turn this around do not find a shortcut. They build an environment where testosterone is no longer being suppressed from 6 directions at once. This is the framework behind One Man Mastery. 5 phases: foundation, training, hormones, the look, identity, Eastern TCM protocols alongside Western testosterone science. The only program that brings both sides together in one place, built specifically for men. If you're ready to stop guessing and actually build the environment where your hormones can do what they are supposed to do, the link is in the description. Feel better, look better. That is where it starts.